Hi everyone, I'm Marian,
And I'm Sarah.
and we're the American Lung Association Committee. This is day one of Smoke Free video series, and today's topic is about cravings and triggers.
Today we will discuss ways to notice cravings and triggers and how they may appear, while understanding how to manage and cope with triggers. We will also recognize how alcohol can harm our goal of being smoke-free, while identifying how smoking can increase anxiety and worsen mood. We will also try to define social smoking and how it can harm people, while giving you information on how to start the quitting conversation.
Okay, so what are cravings and triggers? Cravings are a normal part of becoming smoke-free, but they can sometimes be difficult to deal with. Even if you've been smoke-free for some time, certain triggers may cause cravings to return. The first step is to understand your cravings and the triggers that cause them. The next step is to make a plan to overcome them. Triggers appear in 4 different categories, which include emotional, pattern, social, and withdrawal. Many people tend to smoke when they have intense emotions such as stress or excitement. Pattern triggers are when you connect an activity with smoking, for instance, talking on the phone or watching TV. Social triggers usually tend to include other people who smoke during an occasion, for instance, going to the bar or celebrating events. And finally, withdrawal triggers occur mainly because your body is used to getting a regular dose of nicotine, so seeing or smelling a cigarette can trigger a craving.
Knowing your triggers and understanding the best way to deal with them is your first line of defense. When facing emotional triggers, you can learn how to cope with your feelings without leaning on cigarettes. Self-care activities are a great way to unwind your emotions. One way to beat pattern triggers is to beat the association with the trigger and transfer the feeling to another activity. Once you've made the decision to quit, it is best to avoid places where people smoke and ask your friends not to smoke around you. Over time, it will get easier. Tell your friends and family that you have quit. Ask them for their support. Distract yourself. Find something to take your mind off the craving. See if nicotine replacement therapy is right for you. It can reduce withdrawal symptoms. Now that you better understand triggers, identify the ones that you want to control and make a plan to manage your cravings.
Drinking alcohol is actually a trigger to some people that makes them want to smoke. Alcohol can make quitting more difficult because it impairs your ability to think, therefore you're more likely to slip and smoke. Drinking alcohol is also a social activity, so it makes it more likely for smokers to be present where alcohol is present. The best way to avoid that is to plan ahead of time how you will deal with a situation where there are smokers around you. Try to drink more moderately to make the quitting process easier on yourself.
It is common to think that smoking is a way to calm your nerves and deal with feelings of anxiety, but the truth is, nicotine can cause anxiety symptoms or make them worse. Some regular smokers believe smoking eases anxiety, and they report that this is the reason they continue to smoke. However, that's because smoking relieves their nicotine withdrawal symptoms. This relief is only temporary. Unless they deal with what's bothering them, anxiety is likely to return and the cycle will continue. Some strategies for managing stress include taking the time to just relax, take some deep breaths, reflect on your physical stress and get a massage or take a relaxing bath. Take care of yourself and your body. Picture your happy place. Exercise, talk with your friends and family. Focus on the present and try not to get entangled in worries of the future. You'll always have some stress in your life. It helps to understand that there will be good days and bad days.
Some people tend to smoke when they hang out with friends or in groups. Oftentimes, they think they're not harming themselves because they don't smoke every day. This is false because every cigarette can harm your health. Smoking in general puts you at a higher risk of heart disease and cancer compared to non-smokers. Not only that, but it also exposes those who are around you to secondhand smoking. One example of social smoking is where young people or students get together to smoke hookah. People think hookah is not as bad as smoking, but the truth is it's just as bad or even worse. One hookah session is the same as smoking 5 packs of cigarette. Hookah smoke contains high levels of carbon monoxide, metals, and cancerous chemicals even after passing through the bowl of water. The best way to manage social smoking is by coming up with a plan to limit your time around those who smoke.
We will now be discussing how to start the quitting conversation, either yourself or for others. If you are thinking about quitting smoking and you just want to talk to someone about it, here are some ways that you can start a conversation. You could say, "I'm thinking about quitting smoking directly," or you could say, bring up a topic like, "My wife is pregnant, I should probably quit smoking for her."
If you're trying to help someone who wants to quit, these are some ways that you can start the conversation. "I heard on the news that taxes on cigarettes might go up soon. Sounds expensive. What do you think?" Or you could say, "I'm proud of you for trying to quit smoking. I'll help you with whatever you need to make it happen."
If someone comes to you starting the conversation, you can ask open-ended questions to allow them to elaborate and be heard, such as, "What made you want to start smoking? What things have made you crave a cigarette?"
Sometimes the best approach is to allow them to talk and just be there as a supportive listener. If they are struggling with quitting smoking, you can always help them by offering fun and engaging distractions like going on a walk or playing games.
Quitting smoking is a difficult process for anyone. Slips happen. It is important to stay positive and be a motivator. For instance, you could say, "Slips happen. Don't beat yourself up over it. Like anything tough, you learn as you go. Use it right now as a time to restart and get back on track."
Whether they have just made the decision to begin their smoking cessation journey, or it has been a year since they have last smoked, it's important to celebrate successes big and small. For instance, you can send them flowers, or make a meal, or surprise them somehow to make them happy.
Here we have some scenarios where you can practice these skills with someone so you can be prepared to be the best support that you can be.
If you or someone you know is interested in quitting smoking or becoming an advocate for those that are, there are self-help programs, smoking cessation counseling groups, telehealth counseling, and web-based counseling sites available with more information. Quitting smoking does not have to be a solitary journey. You're not alone, as help is always there. Thank you for joining us for the first day of this smoking cessation video series, and we hope to see you soon in our next video when we cover stress reduction and mood management. Thank you.